no, no. No, 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 no.
Hey y'all, this is the Pleasure and Peace Practice, and I'm your host, Tia, your Pleasure and Peace practitioner. For those of you who may be new here, welcome. This is a space where your pleasure is not optional and your peace is sacred. Each episode, we explore things that are real, raw, and I hope restorative. Through honest conversation, evidence-based practice, and an abundance of permission, I encourage you to feel good. Whether you're here to reconnect with your body, unlearn harmful shame, or just take a breath, you belong here. Welcome in. Welcome back to the Pleasure and Peace Practice. I'm Tia, and today we're tackling a topic that often comes with a lot of myths, stigma, and misunderstanding. Pleasure itself, especially when it intersects with power dynamics and BDSM. Let's start with a question. What if everything you think you know about pleasure is based on myths? Today, we're going to break down some of the most common misconceptions, explore the psychology behind consensual power exchange, and show how pleasure is often far more nuanced than society lets on. First, let's talk myths. These are the ideas that keep people stuck in shame, fear, or misunderstanding of their own desires. Myth number 1, submissive equals weak. This is one of the biggest misconceptions. Submission in a consensual context isn't about being powerless. It requires incredible trust, self-awareness, and emotional courage to allow someone else to guide certain experiences. Choosing to surrender can really be an expression of strength and agency. Okay, myth number 2, dominant equals abusive. Many people think that dominance in sexual or power play contexts often automatically means coercion or abuse. However, a consensual dominant is responsible, attentive, and fully aware of their partner's boundaries. Dominance in this sense is about care and presence, not control over someone against their will. Myth number 3, kink is only about sex. BDSM specifically isn't just about genital pleasure. It's about emotional exploration, intimacy, and the release of power dynamics in a safe and negotiated way. Remember, we talked previously about how power dynamics show up throughout our lives, right? So this is just one way to release them. Many people do report feeling deeply connected, emotionally regulated, and even spiritually fulfilled through consensual play. Okay, myth number 4. Pleasure is one size fits all. Pleasure is subjective. What excites one person might not excite another, and that's normal. Fantasies, desires, and the ways we explore power are incredibly individualized. So, why do people enjoy consensual power dynamics? It's not about hurting anyone. It's not about being quote unquote abnormal. It's about trust, vulnerability, and emotional release. Consent, as always, and communication are central. A submissive, if you choose to play that role in that moment, knows they can stop at any time, set boundaries that can change at any time, and use safe words. The dominant, whoever's playing that role at that time, knows that their role is to hold space always, honor limits always, and maintain a safe environment at all times. Emotional release, which is surrendering control, can feel liberating. Also, we want to consider responsibility and care. Being in the dominant role is not about taking advantage. It's about heightened awareness and responsibility for another's safety and pleasure. This is why myths like submissive and weak or dominant and abusive are so damaging. They erase the complexity and intentionality that make these dynamics fulfilling. I'd like to share a safe, anonymized example to illustrate how this can work in real life. So I want you to imagine a couple exploring a dominant submissive dynamic. The submissive sets clear rules and safe words ahead of time. The dominant then guides this person through certain experiences. They don't even have to be sexual, but only with the submissive's explicit and enthusiastic consent. During play, the submissive surrenders voluntarily, experiencing heightened trust and anticipation. Remember, this should be fun. Think of it as a game. The dominant stays fully present, monitoring the submissive's responses and adjusting as needed. In this scenario, the submissive is not weak. They are choosing vulnerability and trust. The dominant is not abusive. They are deeply responsible and attentive. Both partners experience pleasure that is psychological, emotional, and physical. This is power exchange done with care, communication, and consent. I'd like for you to take a moment to reflect on a time when you felt pleasure in vulnerability or in taking control. This does not have to be a sexual experience. It could be at work. It could be when you were parenting. It could be during a creative project. Once you land on something, ask yourself, what feelings did surrender or control bring up? How did trust and consent, or the lack thereof, impact your experience? Finally, what does this teach you about your own capacity for pleasure and intimacy? The takeaway here is that power dynamics are not inherently harmful. They are psychological experiences that, when negotiated safely being the key, can deepen connection and pleasure in all areas of life. Today, we debunked some common myths about pleasure, notably that submissive is equals weak and dominant equals abusive, or kink is only about sex, and the idea that pleasure is one size fits all. The truth, pleasure is nuanced, and consensual power exchange can be empowering, deeply intimate, and psychologically rich. Consent, communication, and trust are the keys, not stereotypes. Honoring these principles allows us to explore desire safely and fully. Thank you for joining me today. And remember, your pleasure is valid, complex, and yours to explore. Thank you for being here, for listening, for getting curious with me. Whether it's a question, a story, or a truth, still finding words, this space is for you. Whatever it is, you don't have to hold it alone. Ask, share, confess. We're in this together. And if you've got something on your heart, drop it anonymously using the link in the show notes or over on Instagram. If this episode moved you, helped you, or made you feel seen, share it with a friend, leave a rating, or drop a comment. Your support helps this space grow. Follow me on Instagram and Threads at Pleasure and Peace with Tia for more. Until next time, remember, I've got you and you've got this. Talk to y'all soon.